Warning! The show you are about to hear is not meant for children. If you are pre-puberty or easily butthurt, feel free to go and watch some lame kid videos or what people had for dinner last night. Nothing is off limits and all sacred cows will be promptly barbecued. That is all.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mayhem and let it go. Get ready, people. It's time to start the show. The bald guy and Mark are back, still lifting nuts and ready to roll. Laugh so hard you'll show yourself. It's ain't simply you thought out your butthole. Time for the Anarchy. Anarchy Radio. Anarchy Radio. Alright, you fucks, take it away.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and whenever you are. This is Anarchy Radio, and I am the bald guy. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying that again. And with me is the 50% of that resurrected zombie called Anarchy Radio is Moggy. Hello, Moggy.
Hey, what's up, guys? I couldn't be more excited to be here tonight, Bald Guy. 2,993 days in between the last time that I did a broadcast for Anarchy Radio. 2,993.
That is incredible, man.
But here we are, and I don't look a day older. That's
I
what
know
they say.
you look good. You're looking, I don't know, maybe 23, 24. I'm looking 85.
I just see a big bald head, man. When I look at you, the bald guy, I just see a big bald head.
That's right. And hey, if you guys out there, you'll know that there is actually a good-looking person on the screen, right? If you kind of look down below, this is like the Brady Bunch, dude. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
We'll look down. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna intro this guy right.
Where's Cousin Oliver?
We are, dude. I'm gonna intro this guy right. Okay, you ready? I need a drum roll, Moggy. All right, folks, brace yourselves, because returning to the mic is a man who's been through it all, battle-tested, war-ready, fearless. He's held gold on every continent, crushed rivals in every ring, and left a legacy of dominance behind him. He's not just a champion, he's one half of the reigning, defending Roundtable Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion of the World! He is the history maker, the record breaker, the one, the only, the franchise player, Bad Blood. What is going on, man?
Yeah,
Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am back on Anarchy Radio. It has been too long since your boy has been here. What has been up with you guys?
Yeah.
Well, we're just waiting for you, man. We heard that once we found out that Bad Blood was back across the river at Roundtable Pro Wrestling kicking ass, we said, well, we have to bring back the show now, Bald Guy. We had no choice. If Bad Blood's back, we're back.
I know.
Hey, man. You guys are amazing. I fucking love you guys.
Well, I don't know about all that, but hey, we'll take it, all right? He's putting us over, dude. He's going to put everyone over tonight.
Speaking of putting them over, I would like to put my brother over a little bit and ask Bad Blood a question that my brother brought up the other night, a big wrestling fan, Bad Blood. And he's a big wrestling fan and pointed out that he's not seeing a lot of drop kicks anymore in the industry. Is that kind of gone the way of the dodo birds? Is it just too hard to perform, or is it too dangerous? Are we seeing less drop kicks and less high-flying maneuvers in the ring?
Well, I will put it to you, I'll tell you this. If you come out Sunday, July 13th.
Sunday.
That is a few days from now, live Roundtable Pro Wrestling. It is a television taping. It is the Roundtable Pro Wrestling presents Bar Wars 2, the Aftermath, the new House of Action, George's Garage and Grill. I will do several drop kicks just for you.
For Rowdy Rick, that's all for you, brother.
Yeah.
The franchise player making the challenge for you to get on the road, get up to Vancouver, Washington, Georgie's Garage.
Not only are you getting top-notch pro wrestling, right? The Bad Blood himself, the man, the franchise player, is willing to put his body on the line and do requests for drop kicks. This is brilliant.
Yeah, and not just one.
Hey, I will put you this way. Tickets are $20. Do you buy 5 tickets? I will give you 10 drop kicks. How about that?
Ooh.
Holy
And my brother's got a big family, so yeah, that wouldn't be a stretch by any imagination. So you're
Where does
taking
he
on
live?
the Widowmaker on this Sunday at Georgie's Garage Roundtable Pro Wrestling. It's the franchise player versus the Widowmaker.
I love that.
The
So let me give you
Widowmaker's
a
got a cool name. I
backstory.
don't know the guy. I like his name.
Well, I'll give you a backstory on Widowmaker.
Excellent.
Widowmaker was part of the Cowboys. Him and Lone Star and Tex Thompson back in the day. They were part of the NWA, which I was part of the NWA for a long time. He actually had a heart attack and almost
geez.
died.
He almost made. Did he have a Widowmaker heart
Yeah,
attack?
ironically, yes, he had a
Oh,
Widowmaker
no.
heart attack and it almost killed him. I when he, he's working with Sam Sims or Saddam Sims, one of my former managers. He's working with him right now, and he's trying to entice me to leave the Rockefeller Foundation, which is a group that I'm part of, one half of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the first Roundtable Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, by the way. He's trying to get me to leave that group.
Who's all a part of that Bad Blood? Can you throw out some names?
Well, I mean, Douglas Rockefeller, he's the leader. Well, he's the man, the myth, the legend, the leader of the Rockefeller Foundation. Sexy Pants, Paul Preston, myself, we're the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. We got a 7-foot tall, stunning, 7 foot tall, ladies man, kid stealing, wheeling, dealing, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the one and only Cosmo. He's part of our group. And once you're in for life. We're like the NWO, man. We don't mess around. So like
this Rockefeller guy that you're talking about, is he also a announcer? Is he a broadcaster? Because I think I know who that is. Okay,
yes.
He always wears a suit, right?
Yep.
Dark skin. Yeah, I know him. He did some work with us a little bit in another promotion I don't want to mention, but yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, Douglas is a great guy.
Very professional too, as far as his chops on the mic. I mean, very professional. Very good broadcaster.
Douglas is a good guy. He's a good guy, and he's taking the sabbatical away from professional wrestling at the moment right now. So, this big show coming up, man, it's gonna be weird not having him in my
Sunday.
corner. But, yeah.
What's the bell time at Georgie's Bad Blood?
The bell time is gonna be 5 p.m. If you buy tickets now, if you buy them online, if you buy VIP front row seats, there's only 25 left. If you buy them online, you'll receive a meet and greet with the entire roster at 4:30. So photo opportunities, autographs, backstage access. You get to hang out with the boys, take pictures. We actually have a laminated program. All the guys are going to sign it. So, I mean, it's something that we do for the fans. No other wrestling promotion around here is doing things like that. We're actually a company for the fans, by the fans. You know what I mean?
Hey, and isn't that what separates local wrestling promotions is their ability to recognize that connection with the legions of fans are going to keep them coming back, putting the butts in the seats. Yeah, you got to sell yourself, you got to sell your sport, but you also got to be genuine and respect the people that are there to see you, Bad Blood. And you guys going out of your way, spending some extra time, shaking a hand, signing a picture, taking a picture. That goes a long way in establishing yourself in an area. Let's be honest, the Pacific Northwest is an area ripe with wrestling fans. I mean, the history here at the House of Action, the original House of Action. I know that Georgie's Garage is the new House of Action. Is that right, the franchise player?
That's what we're calling it, the new House of Action, because it's all going down there.
Nice.
Sunday, Georgie's Garage. Get your tickets. Do we have a website that we can stick up there, Ball Guy? Get everyone ticket information, or Bad Blood? Can you give the people the info?
Not only that, we have something better. Are you ready for this? Video promo sent by some anonymous source. I don't know. He had like a lucha mask on, and he ran by, hit me with a chair, and then shoved this in my hand. So we're going to go ahead and play this right now. So if we all do it, we'll do it to it. We'll be right back right after this.
Ooh.
This summer, Sunday, July 13th, Roundtable Pro Wrestling presents Bar Wars 2, The Aftermath. Live from Georgie's Garage and Grill, the new House of Action. Vancouver Street Fight, Ryan Brooks versus Rip Rex, with Tommy Celsius as special referee. SB8 makes his violent debut in a shocking intergender war. Tag champ Bad Blood collides with Widowmaker, with Saddam Sims stirring the chaos. Get a meet and greet with the roster at 4:30 p.m. It's a TV taping. Bring your signs, your chants, and your energy. Roundtable Pro Wrestling, where the best become legendary. Be there.
We started doing a podcast, and that's how the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Show actually became an actual wrestling show. We do a podcast called the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. We do news, we do trivia, we do watch-alongs, we do all that cool stuff, right? And we're like on iHeart Radio, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Friendster, MySpace. Where
you do that? You do that by yourself, Bad
Oh
Blood?
no,
Yeah,
I literally have a group of guys that we do it. We do it. There's 2 guys here in Oregon. There's 1 guy in California, and there are 2 guys. There's 1 guy in New York and 1 guy in Ohio. We all get together, and we have such a good time.
While we introduce here, Bad Blood, why don't you tell the world about yourself?
Yeah.
Where did you get started wrestling, and when and why? What was your inspiration? I mean, were you a high school wrestler? I mean, take us in the background of the franchise player, and tell us how the dream began.
Right, all the way back to the days of Little Blood.
I mean, you're still in your daddy's testicles. Were you wrestling just to try to get out of there? Were you like, oh, I got a chokehold here, Daddy, let me out?
I'm like, it's a balls anywhere I'm actually. I'm trying to get out. So basically, what it all boils down to is this: I was 15 years old. My mom and dad separated. I went to live with my grandmother. I was always interested in professional wrestling.
What's the geography here? Where'd you grow up?
Los Angeles, California.
Oh.
So the very first time I actually seen wrestling, like really watched it, was an NWA show. Fell in love with Dusty Rhodes, the Kid Koloff, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, Games Master, Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. You know, I wanted to be a wrestler. I didn't want to be a comic book character. I wanted to be a wrestler. So
you were looking to be a superhero, right?
Yeah, I wasn't looking to be, on the ice cream bar. I was looking to be a champion. So I went to, when I was in high school, I started doing amateur wrestling, and I did pretty well for myself. 2-time Grand National Champion in California. I was coming home one night and I heard this bumping around, this loud banging in the backyard. So I peeked over the fence, and there was Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Mysterio Sr., Mondo Guerrero, and Psychosis. They were all training in Mondo's backyard. He happened to be my grandmother's neighbor. So I looked over the fence and I'm like, oh, you guys do that fake shit. They were like, oh, really? I said, yeah, you guys do that fake shit? They said, come over here and show us your real shit. And they beat my ass consistently for about a week. Mondo asked me, hey, so do you want to do this and make money? And I'm like, you guys make money doing this? He said, yeah. He says, come over here, we'll train you. And what they did was, basically, Mondo, being the guy that he was, would make sure that I literally had to bring them a weekly progress report from school, showing them that I was getting good grades in order to be trained. So Mondo had a company out in Montclair, California, a place called Rock Around the Clock. It's no longer there anymore. Gave me my first opportunity at a match. Main event, Mondo Guerrero, myself, I guess a guy named Ludwig Borga, Tony Holm at the time, and a guy named James Boone, the Shadow Man. Ludwig Borga was Tony Holm, he was the Viking then. He became Ludwig Borga, WWE, all that stuff like that. They convinced to beat my ass for a good 10 minutes. That was my first match ever. After training and wrestling with those guys for about 2 years, Hiroko Inoki at the New Japan Dojo, offered me an opportunity to come to the dojo. I went and trained at the dojo, went to Japan, wrestled for a while, went to Germany, wrestled all through Canada, all through Mexico, 48 of the 50 states. And I got an opportunity to travel the world and do shit that not normal people would do.
What 2 states haven't you been to, Bad Blood? Maybe we can hook that up for you here, because we're nationwide.
Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah. I've never wrestled in Maryland, and I've never wrestled in Alaska. Those are the only 2 places I haven't wrestled.
Well, Roy Lovejoy, he's got a promotion in Alaska right now, Bad Blood.
That's right, he does.
907 Pro.
Tell you what, we know him. Maybe we can pull some strings. Hey, the name Mondo Guerrero, for those of you who follow wrestling, the name Guerrero is like royalty in pro wrestling. I mean, Mondo, you got the offshoots, Eddie, Chavo, Holy cow! I can't even.
Hector is Eddie Chavo, Hector,
Yeah.
Mondo, Eddie Chavo, Hector, Chavo Jr. I mean, it's they're you know
Yeah.
their lineage is amazing. Their father, Gory Guerrero, was a fucking superstar in Mexico. Um, the name Guerrero means warrior. So I mean, you know,
Yeah.
they're great people, and I every year when June 16th comes around, that's the anniversary of my very first match. I always give credit to Mondo Guerrero and Bill Anderson.
Nice.
Bill, another guy who trained me. But him and a guy, Bobby Bradley, and a couple guys, the Bronx Bomber, Dan Fabiano.
And they kind of set the stage for you, Bad Blood, transforming, of course, into the franchise player. But let me ask you this: what's more important right now? If there's just a young guy out there, maybe he's in his mid-20s, early 30s, is it more important for him to have the physical acumen and technique in the ring, or on the mic to sell it? What's more important right now to be a local wrestler,
That's a tough question because naturally
or
we
both?
want you, yeah, naturally we want you to be technically proficient because what people don't understand is we're putting our lives in each other's hands every time we're out there. Every spot we do, if I dive out of the ring and you don't catch me, boom, I can break my neck. If you suplex me the wrong way, if I power slam you the wrong way, if I clothesline you the wrong way, like
Well,
that,
tell us some
injuries
stories.
can
That's
happen.
had to have happened. In-ring match mishaps that didn't go as well as they should have, and you've gotten hurt. Tell us some stories. You had to have been banged up.
Last Roundtable Pro Wrestling show, I got drop kicked in the face, lost my front tooth.
Oh
Mm.
no, I imagine
and,
that
and,
wasn't the
and a
plan.
concussion. Yeah, that definitely was not the plan. And
Oh
a
wow.
concussion. Guy called a clothesline. I got ready for the clothesline. Next thing I know, there's a fucking boot coming in my face.
Oh
Uh,
Jesus.
I couldn't
Well,
take. I
so
took the
so
bump.
to follow up on my question from earlier from my brother Rowdy Rick, I think we now know why there's not that many drop kicks, except on Sunday. If you the Bad Blood is guaranteed. If you buy 20 tickets, he'll do 10 drop kicks during the match at Georgie's Garage. Round Roundtable Pro Wrestling.
Right.
It's the franchise player versus the Widowmaker.
You know,
let me
it's
run down. Let me run down the entire card for you guys, so
Excellent. Good man.
you guys kind of get a grasp of the whole thing.
All right.
Roundtable Pro Wrestling, which is now part of Franchise Entertainment LLC. Um, presents Roundtable Pro Wrestling presents the Bar Wars 2, the aftermath. The main event is going to be a Vancouver street fight. Now, these two guys have been together for a long time, and you mentioned one of these guys earlier. We're going to have the captain, Caleb Rex, I'm sorry, the captain, Rip Rex, take on former friend and tag team partner, the frontman, Brian Brooks. Now, these guys have been battling all over the I-5 corridor from Washington all the way down to Northern California. These guys have been beating the hell out of each other constantly. These guys are both trained by a wrestling legend named Tommy Celsius. The last show got out of hand, and enough's enough. Roundtable commissioner said enough's enough. We're going to have a special guest referee. Tommy Celsius is that special guest referee. So he's there to lay the law down. He's in the main event. Semi-main event, my tag team partner, 60 Pants, Paul Preston, takes on the Grappler number 4, a man who was christened the Grappler by the legendary Grappler Lyndon himself.
Yeah.
Grappler number 4 is taking on 60 Pants, Paul Preston. We're going to have an intergender match between Janice Jett and a guy named SPH who's making his debut. And this is going to be an intergender war. These guys are this guy is violent. This girl is amazing in the ring. We're going to see what's what. Then you have myself, the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion, the franchise player Bad Blood, taking on the Widowmaker with Don Sims at ringside. This isn't just business, man. This is straight personal. I'm telling you right now, Sam Sims and I, we have over 25 years of experience together. And I'm going to beat the holy piss out of Widowmaker because, Widowmaker, she got herself involved in this. We're going to have Brian Armstrong, the enforcer, take on a newcomer named Barda Kinski. Like, it's going to be pretty good. We also got something that a lot of people here in the Northwest aren't going to be.
And no one ever gets excited for this, but I am excited to hear you talk about Tommy Celsius coming all the way in to be the special guest referee.
Yeah.
Tommy
Tommy's
moved to,
flying in. He's in Pennsylvania now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he's
He
coming
flew
from the
in.
East Coast.
He flew in 2 days ago. He's been here for a
That's
couple of days.
fantastic, dude. I'm a big fan of Tommy Celsius. He is fantastic personality and a wrestler. Hardcore as hardcore gets. Think of a poor man's Mick Foley, folks. That's
Oh,
Tommy Celsius in
People,
my
hey,
memory.
Tommy Celsius is man off the chain. I'm telling you, if you don't know Tommy Celsius, if you've never seen one of his matches, if you've never seen him in the ring, bring your ass down to Georgie's Garage and Grill. I'm telling you, he don't fuck around.
Bell time 5 p.m. on Sunday. But get those VIP tickets, get that meet and greet,
Yeah.
and hang out with the guys. Get a touch royalty. Get to shake the hands of greatness with the franchise player.
The thing that I love about local wrestling, right, is
Mhm.
that when you go to like the quote unquote national brands, everything is so cookie cutter, right? It's almost plastic. Whereas you go down to Vancouver, Washington, and you watch Bad Blood in all his prime and all his glory, you're gonna get a hell of a show, and you're gonna get right up close to these guys. You can show up early, get a VIP, get in there, take pictures with them.
Bad Blood sweat could very well
Right.
fly out of the ring and get you. If you're in the first row or two, there's no guarantee that you might need to towel off after the match, and you're not even going to be wrestling. Bad Blood is sweating for you.
Now,
Be there.
listen,
Georgie's Garage on Sunday.
I got a question now. If everything gets, you get so worked up, the card is going great, would it be unheard of if Moggy was to jump in the ring and take a chair shot? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there. Do you think
Moggy's not jumping anywhere. Okay, let's and I don't know what their rings are rated for pound wise, Bad Blood, but
Dude,
yeah, maybe not so much for me jumping in anywhere.
look at
I
him,
can
he's
maybe
svelte.
I can roll my fat ass into the ring though, and let someone hit me on the fucking head with a chair.
Well, I'll put you this way: I can talk to the commissioner, and I can probably get you an opportunity to get hit with a chair.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. That'd be great.
That's my
I mean,
dream,
hey, man.
dude.
Hey, I'm here for your pleasure, brother.
You
If
know,
you
I
want me to help you
appreciate
out,
it.
you want to do
That's
this, I
working
got
out.
you.
That's my
That's
dream,
love,
dude.
dude.
Just take a chair
I'm
shot.
gonna go to sleep tonight, imagining that in a couple days, things went right. I could get whacked on my head with a chair.
Hey, it only hurts for a minute.
Dreams do come true, Mom.
It only hurts for a minute. I'm telling you.
All right,
Hey, do you prefer? So is this an indoor or outdoor event? It's
indoor.
Georgie's. So Georgie's is like a sports bar situation.
Yeah, we have like literally a giant video wall. Videos play, or our entrance videos play. It's we have a professional. Our producer works for ESPN, so we have like a legit television producer. Yeah,
nice.
it's a great atmosphere.
And I'm sure Georgie's is going to have all kinds of food and drink specials
oh my God,
going on.
yes, the drink specials. The food is great there. The food is amazing.
So now you're talking. Now Bad Blood remembered who he's talking to.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. The food is great. Great price. Have you guys been watching Power Slap?
Yeah.
I've seen some of it. Yeah.
So I had two friends that run the Power Slap. One guy got knocked out, hit the table. That was a good friend of mine, and the guy slapped was a good friend of mine too. Well, we decided, along with Power Slap Northwest, which is a new organization, Roundtable Pro Wrestling is going to be doing a show August 2nd and August 3rd. August 3rd, we're going to have a Power Slap match exhibition.
Oh my God. Oh no. Ooh. Hey, would you take a Power Slap, Ball Guy? Would you do that for the show?
Would I take? Have I had a few drinks in me beforehand?
We get you some Anarchy Punch.
Oh, then hell yeah! Slap the crap right out of me. Slap the taste right out of my mouth. Why not?
Well,
hey, I got a question. Now, Bad Blood, Vancouver street fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between a Vancouver street fight and just any other
street?
Does anything
go? Does anything go? They've
got weapons? Anything goes. Like, you can take a guy out in the middle of the street and get hit by a bus. I mean, hey, it's pinfalls, like no count, no disqualification. Pinfalls anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're
right
outside,
there in the crosswalk, huh?
You pin the guy in the crosswalk. The freaking bus stop across the street. You go down to the fountain, pin the guy in the fountain, wherever a referee counts to 3. That's what that is.
Are you worried about any like collateral damage? Right. Let's say the fight's going on, bam, 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 all sorts of stuff, and here comes an old lady with the Scotty dog. She's walking around with the leash. I mean, are you afraid that maybe she is going to take a chair shot or get like pile driven into the fire hydrant?
Listen, Grandma. Get your ass out of the way. Okay. Just get your ass out of the way. They're about to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid, so you ain't got nothing to fucking help you.
Yeah, that's true.
Get your ass out of the way.
I mean, you might as well go now anyway. With Bad Blood just helping you down that path, helping you to the light. Bad Blood is delivering you to the light.
Right.
I'm saying, hey man, welcome to the light.
Instead of going into like an assisted living where you're like in God's waiting room, right? You can just you can just get whacked, for free.
God's waiting room.
and it'll be fun, dude. Listen, I'm just trying to make entertainment happen. I'm there.
Go out with a bang.
I'm there for the people, man. The thing that a lot of people have forgotten over the 8 years is Anarchy Radio. We're all about the solutions.
We really were. We were a show about the people.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm feeling really generous.
Okay.
So let's do this. I see like there's some people chatting on YouTube. Okay, I see that. Let's do this. The first four people that come online, first four people that comment and say that they love Anarchy Radio and that they will watch every week and they become anarchists on Anarchy Radio, I'll go ahead and give out four tickets to the Roundtable Show this week.
Wow.
But you got 10 minutes to do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's 8:28. You got till 8:38 to do all this. So get your clicking going. And I'm just gonna look at names as they pop up, and I'm gonna pick names. So
get on YouTube, get to the comment section, let everyone know you love Anarchy Radio, and Bad Blood, the franchise player himself, is gonna hook you up with some tickets for the big Sunday show, the Vancouver Street Fight down there at Georgie's Garage. Do we have an address for Georgie's Garage, Bald Guy?
606 Broadway Street,
Vancouver,
downtown
Washington.
Vancouver.
That's right, Bedlam on Broadway, man. Stuff's happening.
That's a good name. I like
that. That is a good name, Bald Guy. Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Doing the business over there.
Bald Guy
all
still
about
has
solutions, man.
He still has a little something there. Good job, Bald Guy.
Yeah, I have a little guess.
I see. You guys have 2,000 followers on your Facebook page.
Yep.
So I am going to comment on one of the Facebook comments, and for the ones who comment back, that's what we'll go do this
giveaway. Our first official, when we got started Bad Blood back in 2012, little known fact, our budget our budget is about what it is now, but the only thing we could figure out to give away back in 2012 on Anarchy Radio, we gave away cans of Spam.
Spam, synthetic ham.
You've been to the old studio, so you saw the street out front. There'd be people walking down that road right in front of our studio window, and we'd have a quick little contest, give them a can of Spam.
You know what's funny? My wife runs a pet care business, and one of her clients is literally down the street from your old venue.
Oh yeah,
your old studio. Every time I go by there, I think of you guys.
Yeah. I wonder if that place is even still standing, man.
It is.
Dang.
Yeah. It was some artsy fartsy thing now.
Really? Oh man.
I just posted right there in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what, Bald Guy? Listen, there was some good room in the back half of the Watershed building, our former broadcast location there on Milwaukee Avenue.
Yeah.
That would have actually been a good full-time permanent home for a wrestling promotion.
Oh,
because they had plenty of room back there in the back part.
Yeah.
You could have set that up, and that would have been another rendition of the Portland Sports Arena, the House of Action.
House of Action. Dude.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Hey, did you go down there at all, Bad Blood? How much history are you connected with Portland wrestling and the history and everyone that came through? How much did you know that?
Let's talk about Portland wrestling, because I was good friends with Roddy Piper. I'm really good friends with the Grappler. And I don't know if you guys remember it now, but as I am currently the longest reigning NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion in history.
Listen to that, dude.
The one time that I held it longer than Piper, Kurt Hennig, the Grappler, C.W. Bergstrom, who else held it? Buddy Rose, Matt Bourne. I've held it title longer than all those guys.
So what's the number? What is the number and counting, Bad Blood?
Shit, let me go look that up.
And when you mentioned something earlier, it's a little bit of a sore spot with me on Anarchy Radio, because there is no one more wrestling-wise than I wanted to book on the show than Roddy Piper, because I love Roddy Piper. I mean, going back to when I was a kid, knee-high to a grasshopper, Roddy Piper was the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got a hold of him and reached him on Twitter, and he finally agreed to do the show. And shortly thereafter, my man passed away.
Yeah, man.
I was this close to getting Rowdy.
He's lived down the street from me in Hillsboro.
Oh,
and
yeah?
It's so funny because he would say, "Oh, I see you, I see you, I see you." He would send me these text messages all the time. I'm like, why the fuck is he saying this to me all the time? And then he was just like, yeah. So his wife Kitty was like, we used to live down the street from you, right? I'm like, well, I feel stupid now.
Hey,
Yeah.
who should people go to get trained to? If they, like I said earlier, if someone wants to be a wrestler right now, and they want to get trained to be proficient in technique in the ring, because you're right. I mean, you can't be in there fucking around because you
Mhm.
got other people's lives and their livelihood depending on you know what the fuck you're doing, right, Bad Blood? And so if you're in there and you're just a fucking hack, a noob, you could seriously injure someone. So who should they go get trained from right now? If you're going to recommend someone who wants to get into wrestling right now, have no idea what they're doing, where should they go to get trained?
Well, if they're in Oregon or if they're in Washington, I would say the Oregon Wrestling School.
Mm.
And where's that located at? And who runs that?
I think I think it's I think it's out in Hillsboro, and I think it's one of the Pearl guys. Not. God, I can think of his last name.
Hillsboro.
Eddie Pearl. I think this is his gimmick name. But
That's out in my neck of the woods, man.
yep, it's out in Hillsboro.
Yeah.
So to answer your question about the longest reign, my one championship reign was 425 days.
Wow, it's over a
And
year, folks. For those doing math at home.
well over a year. And I had to relinquish the title because I won the NWA Continental Heavyweight Championship, and that title was taking me all over the country. I wasn't able to defend the title in Portland a lot, so I had to relinquish the championship. So after 425 days, after being the dual champion, I relinquished the title. And then I went on to win the NWA Continental Heavyweight Championship and to beat the record with that, holding that title 623 days.
Wow.
Mm.
Dude, if I wasn't so fat and it wouldn't require some momentum forward to get up, I would give you a standing O. I would give you a standing O. Hey, Bad Blood, let's throw this at you. The worst and the best venues that you've wrestled in.
Oh,
Anywhere.
God.
I mean, where this one place was just terrible and you wouldn't go back.
Worst
and
venue.
Just the absolute best venue and the worst venue.
Okay, so the worst venue ever was a meat market at a Mexican restaurant in Paulsbo, Washington for SCW, Suquamish Championship Wrestling. Literally, I'm getting dressed and I look over and there's a fucking pig head staring at me. and I was like, yeah, okay, this is weird.
Man.
The very best was the San Francisco Cow Palace.
Oh, yeah.
I did a show for a guy named Kevin Kleinrock. It was called Wrestle Fan Fest. Kevin Kleinrock is currently the guy who's in charge of Mass Republic. Kevin Kleinrock's an amazing guy. But this show had like the Road Warriors on it. It had the Nasty Boys on it. It had the Dudleys on it. The Pit Bulls. I wrestled Tuco Scorpio on that show. Tuco Scorpio. So many big names. Don Fry, Danny B. Severn when he was NWA World Champion. So many great things.
Man.
I know a star like the franchise player. You must have celebrity friends. Go ahead and name drop Bad Blood. I mean, tell us who you're kicking it with in the mansion there in Vancouver.
Well, I will tell you this: if you go look in the queue right now, there's a legendary guy waiting to get into this room right now. It is the one and only Tommy Celsius.
Oh, Tommy C. We can't keep Tommy C. waiting, ball guy.
Hold on. I'm not sure if I see his thing up there. Do we see him?
For God's sakes, it's Tommy Celsius, man. That guy will fucking beat your ass, dude. You fucking with Tommy C. Are you out of your mind? Have you gotten brave in the years post Anarchy Radio?
Yeah, we don't have anyone in the queue yet.
He says I'm queued in for the Zoom.
Oh, is that over there? I don't know. We're gonna let the intrepid behind the scenes person figure it out.
Okay, we'll get Tommy C in here. Hang in there, Tommy.
Right.
And remember, it's the ball guy holding you up, not Moggy.
You know, it's so funny that we talk about this because I literally was on a wrestling show back in April, and a gentleman on that show.
Instead of under our bed.
There he is.
There's the man. All the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy C.
What's up, guys?
Tommy, I was putting you over, Tommy, about this main event that you're being the man in charge.
Oh, yeah. You know, I got to be the third man in the give me a second. Third man in the ring. for this matchup. These two ninnies fighting back and forth. You know, can't make up their minds. They don't know if they want to kiss or they want to kill each
Oh yeah, brother. Tommy C's on the mic. Ooh, yeah.
That's right, brother. You're gonna get in the middle of the squared circle, and I'm gonna get all the Hulkamaniacs, brother.
Oh man, I did this thing. I should.
It's good to be back.
BJ, I'm gonna send this to you because I was on the Spider today at Oaks Park.
Why would you go on that crazy thing?
No. It's the greatest thing in the world. I'm on the Spider because I'm across from Danielle. You know, we're trying to make fun of each other on the ride, you know, and how scared each other gets, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm spinning and I'm spinning and I'm spinning. Here's my thing. I don't ever suggest trying to do selfie mode on a ride that spins because your background just you get dizzy just watching your background.
Oh my god.
So I was sitting there and the world is spinning and I'm like, maybe I should be cutting this promo or something. I'm like, oh, next Sunday. Georgie's Bar Garage and Grill, and the world is just spinning. And I'm like, if anybody watches this, they're gonna throw up.
Right. This Sunday.
He's giving someone vertigo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gave myself
Yeah, Sunday, as the bomb is flying out of Tommy's mouth. Sunday.
Just watch it. Just,
you know, Tommy Celsius was there when he took down Anarchy Radio. We were on the air. Tommy was in the studio guest with us, and we lost power. We lost everything. Anarchy Radio, the night Anarchy Radio went dead, went black.
Yeah.
Man, Tommy Celsius was there to witness it all.
Well,
oh yes, I remember that. That was right there in Selwood area, right there,
Milwaukee Avenue.
Yep.
In that warehouse on Milwaukee.
Right.
Yep. The Watershed PDX. We were just talking about with Bad Blood, who evidently lives in the neighborhood.
Oh no, I live in West Hills, but
okay.
I was saying my girl, she has a client that's in that area.
I used to do bar trivia there at Bar 33 just down the road.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, we almost did a remote from there, right? Well, good. Did we have that set up at one time?
We had it all. Yeah, we had it all set up. We were gonna do that on one of our Metro Meltdown tours during the summer. I just don't think it clicked scheduling wise.
And I don't understand if people understand this. And listen, you guys, when you guys go, like you got to set up it. You have a big crew to set everything up. Hey, I know those guys do a lot of work, Bad Blood, and Tommy, you know that too. The breakdown, the setup crew, and they never get enough love and respect. Talk about your setup crew and breakdown crew, Bad Blood.
We got a bunch of guys that go in there and they bust their ass. Like I said, I got a guy who is a professional television producer. Like I said, for ESPN, he's gonna be doing the show. Set it up. Got like multiple cameras. We got an awesome ring crew, 16 by 16 ring. It's low boy. When you got guys in there, it takes 20 to 30, 35 minutes at the most to set it up, and everything's good to go. We got a humongous video wall. Like I said, we got a great production team. It's going to be an awesome show.
Georgie's Garage over there in Vancouver, Washington. Sunday. Tommy Celsius is back in town. Special guest referee, but I can promise you, he's not getting in the ring without hitting someone.
Hey, while we're talking,
truth be told, if I have to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth, I will.
Yeah, that's Tommy Celsius, folks.
Are you gonna power slap the taste out of someone's mouth?
I may just have to power slap somebody in the Northwest.
Ooh, there's some slapping going on.
And slapping's taking place Sunday, 5 p.m. bell time, folks. Get those tickets. Roundtable Pro Wrestling. Tommy Celsius, guest referee. Got a big card. We got Bad Blood versus the Widowmaker.
Yeah. Oh man! As we're talking here, I'm throwing up some of the graphics the franchise player sent, so we're showing that here, so people can get all wet about it
and get excited. Remember, you can still have your opportunity. I think Bad Blood changed it up to the Anarchy Radio page. Go on there, and I think if you comment on the post that he made, then possibly you can get some free tickets for the big Sunday show, the Vancouver Street Fight right there, Georgie's Garage.
If I might interject for a minute, you guys know that I've always been a Rowdy Piper fan.
Oh yeah.
And Piper, he had this saying. He says, "Just when you think you have all the answers, I go and change the questions."
Yeah, I remember that Rowdy
That's
quote.
it.
I love Rowdy Piper too, Tommy C.
Um, and I'm going to say, to quote the late great Roddy Piper, "Just when you think you have all the answers, Brian and Caleb, I go and change the answers in the
Hey,
questions."
what kind of weapons are you bringing Sunday, Tommy C?
You know what? I got to keep that under wrap, because if they knew, then they'd know how to prepare for that. But you know what? I may use the grappler 4 as a weapon. Who knows?
Mm.
He's looking rather stout nowadays. I mean, I could use him as a battering ram like Luke and Butch used to as bushwhackers.
That's right.
Hey, how was wrestling? I know you moved to the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, Tommy Celsius.
Yes.
What is it? What is the local wrestling scene in Pennsylvania?
Well, you've got. I mean, I now honestly, it took me. It didn't take me long to understand why a lot of those guys stay in the Midwest and they don't venture out. It's because the Midwest has a lot of wrestling and the East Coast has a lot of wrestling, but everything's drivable. The longest you're going to drive is maybe 6 hours. I mean, which is basically like, you know, Portland, Seattle, or Salem, Seattle type thing. But around here, there's just, I mean, you got all these promotions, but I mean, a lot of them, the drivability to these promotions is crazy. I mean, when I could go and do like a triple shot in one night, where I could go and start at 5 o'clock, bell time 5 o'clock. I could be, first or second match, turn around, and drive like 35, 40 minutes and, catch the show as it's just starting, and be like first or second match, and then drive another, 35, 40 minutes and be like, just after intermission. I could do a triple shot.
Let me run this question back to you, Tommy. I asked
Sure.
this bad blood. You've been all over the place too. You're a man around town. You've been everywhere. Worst and least favorite venue that you've ever wrestled in,
Ooh, so
and the stories that go with those, of course.
the my most favorite
Because it
venue,
turns out Bad Blood was wrestling with a pig's head. Okay, so let's see if you can top that.
Right.
a pig's head. Oh yeah, no, I could top that. So, the old Paris Theater downtown Portland, right?
Okay, yep.
So at the time they were still the Paris Theater. They hadn't switched over to the Porno Theater yet. So I mean they were still doing music and such. And it had what they call a raked floor. So I mean it was at an angle, so the ring was different. It wasn't that the ring was uneven, but there was part of it that you were running uphill. Um, and if you got clotheslined over the top rope, the floor was coming at you a lot faster than it was, on the downhill side. So they didn't have a locker room there.
Hey, how does a hardcore guy like yourself, Tommy? How does a hardcore guy like yourself, who I compare to a Mick Foley, okay? How does a hardcore motherfucker like Tommy Celsius prepare his body to take the bumps and the hits that you're taking every time you step into that ring? Is there any way you can prepare yourself where you're not going to be crippled by the time you're 40?
Oh, Space Coke.
Explain. Explain.
Yeah, please.
Well, back in the '80s, they did a
know
lot
what?
of copious amounts of cocaine.
Okay.
Like I took it to a different level, and it's not cocaine; it's just VC's headache powder that looks like cocaine.
Okay.
You just take that, and it absorbs almost instantaneously.
But you gotta be so precise on your drops and when you're jumping in out of the ring or you're jumping on another human being. I
Well,
mean, there's got to be precision involved, or ribs are getting broken, lungs are getting collapsed. Talk about
I
that,
was
Tommy. Hardcore Tommy Celsius.
I was trained by. I did a lot of training with the late great Matt Bourne. And one of Matt's sayings was, "If you're not making the money, then your feet don't leave the ground." So, I kind of listened to him for a little bit, but then I got into wrestling guys like the Psycho Sailor, who as when you're young and green in the business like I was, you have to listen to the guy because that's what you were taught. You always listen to the elder, and he liked to do some of the craziest stuff. And I never said, I won't say that he was gimmicked out all the time, but I mean, sometimes there were times that I questioned his ability to make good judgment calls. But I mean, you just got to prepare. You just
Are
try
there a
to.
certain amount of hours or matches? Because in a lot of professions, they'll say you have to do it. Like if you want to be a stand-up comedian, that's like, okay, you have to do this many hours before you get proficient. In wrestling, if you went from scratch, a raw, a newbie wrestler, a greenhorn, to where he could be pretty good in the ring, how many matches do you think that would take to get
Well,
someone where they're at least respectable?
honestly, I just believe it's in your ability to learn. And I mean, because you got guys that'll pick it up quick, and then you got guys that don't. I mean, it takes them quite a while. Honest.
What's the hardest part to teach? The in-ring stuff, or the getting on the microphone and cutting promos and selling yourself and the brand? What's the
Well,
hardest part to teach?
some people aren't meant to be on a microphone. That's why they have managers. Um, and you can almost tell that right away just by how they interact with you in training. But I mean, honestly, I'd say the hardest thing to get down is like in-ring psychology and placements. You got to know, you got to be where you got to be, and you got to know why you got to be there. So, I mean, if you were to ask guys, fresher guys now, you know the difference between registering and selling, they'd tell you that selling's the same thing as registering, and we all know that's wrong.
Well, tell us. We don't tell us, Tommy. Explain the difference.
Well, the difference, I mean, okay, I mean, you registering is like, so if you punch me in the face, you know, I'm going to register that you hit me in the face. It's going to register. People are going to see that you hit me in the face. If you haul back and punch me like with a haymaker, I'm not going to register. I'm not going to be like, turn my head and go, yeah, like Zeus, like Tiny Lister used to do. No, you're going to pop me, and I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell that to the crowd like, whoa, he got hit. Like, the art of the sell is a lost art because everybody nowadays is concerned about getting all their stuff in.
Right.
Yeah, they're looking for an immediate, quick pop, but maybe that might burn out quickly, Tommy, I feel like. I mean, don't you want more sustainability with keeping the crowd engaged?
That's the thing.
Or is the immediate pop just good enough for some people?
No. People used to get so mad at me because I was such a slow worker. But the thing is that if you don't emotionally invest the crowd, then you got a bunch of people sitting on their hands going, okay, next, and they're bored. And what do they have to come back to the next week or the next month or whatever? You have to, they need to know that they're part of the show just as much as you are.
How important are storylines and promotions with, coming up with arcs and stories and stuff? How important is the writing and the behind the scenes putting together of these matches? How important is that, Tommy?
I mean, I guess it just depends on what you want for longevity. I mean, like, how often are you going to be running in a town or a venue or whatever? I mean, if you're only doing like 2 or 3 shows a year in a town, then obviously the storylines aren't going to be. I mean, you can hot shot all that stuff and just put matches together that are exciting for the night. But I mean, if you're going to be running constant, like twice a month, 3 times a month in the same spot, then obviously your storylines are the ones that you want to focus on your story and your psychology because you want those people to come back, time and time again. So I mean, I guess that's the difference.
Well, Bad Blood, the franchise, I have a question for you. I know you're being quiet over there.
I got some breaking news, dude. Breaking news. If you'll notice, Bad Blood is not in the room, and I'll tell you why. This is breaking news. Bad Blood.
Widowmaker?
Someone has knocked on his door, and he is busily engaged in fisticuffs. We don't know. The rumor is it could be Widowmaker. We don't know. He's going to get back to us after he lays down some whoopings. So
what I was going to ask him is, because a good entertaining manager can really be part of a great show. And I was wondering if they got any really great charismatic manager at Round Table Pro Wrestling. You know anything about that, Tommy C?
Well, last time I knew, there was Douglas Rockefeller.
Oh, I love Douglas Rockefeller. He's fantastic. I'm a big fan of him.
You know what? I can't say enough about that guy. That guy always knows how to be in the right place at the right time, and he helps, get people involved in the matchups, making sure that, they're invested. Like, he does what some people don't have the ability to do on their own. So.
Dang, man.
Now, I worked with him on the broadcasting side of things a couple times, where, quite frankly, I'm a fan of Portland wrestling and wrestling in general, but I'm not a big enough fan or know enough to call play-by-play. That was never going to be Moggy's forte, but thank God there were a couple times when Douglas Rockefeller stepped in, saved the day for me. So I will always appreciate the man, and please, next time you see him, send along regards from Anarchy Radio to him.
Yes. So, and I'll put this in here. Next to being a wrestler, if I were to rank things as far as difficulties go, wrestling is number one, reffing is number two, commentary is number three, and then managing is number four. That would be my order.
Nice.
So what makes it difficult to be a ref? I mean, besides the obvious, but I mean, is it more of a pain in the ass position than I would even imagine? I mean, I always hated Sandy Barr. Still can't stand the guy. The guy's been dead for decades, and I still want to let him know that he's missing shit, that someone's grabbing the ropes, someone's got something in their trunks. Sandy Barr's blinder than me. He can't see anything.
Right.
So I'll say this. So
it's like, dude, he's grabbing the fucking ropes, dude. Look, he's got the ropes, man. He got leverage.
It's very difficult as a referee's job is to listen to the crowd, and if the crowd has died, it's the referee's job to relay to the wrestlers that they need to pick up the pace. We need to do something. It's the referee's job to know something that would get the crowd back up and out of that boredom state. So like I, as a referee, I will listen to the crowd. I talk a lot.
Can you be influenced by the crowd, Tommy?
I can be bought.
As a fair and partial referee, are you here to say that refs can be influenced by a partisan crowd?
You know what? Depends on if they say they'll riot if certain wrestler wins or not. I mean, nobody wants to find a flat tire or be beat up in the in the parking lot. So,
Has that happened to you? Has that happened? Have you seen repercussions from angry fans, from the mob?
Oh, all the time. It used to happen to me all the time. When I first broke in, that happened to me. Like, I had to stay in the venue for another hour and a half, almost 2 hours, when I broke in as a manager, because I had made the crowd so angry that they were waiting for me, and I had to sit there and I had to wait. They're like, "You can't go out there," and I'm like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" Well, they're like, "Just wait." So I mean.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question. As far as like wrestling promotions are concerned, with the refs, do you have to give them any sort of like vision tests? Because I've noticed a lot of them have very selective vision. Like Moggy was saying, dude. I mean,
Sandy Barr was terrible. The guy was blind as a bat.
Right. There are more foreign objects in the ring than people were like putting like sofas down their pants, and
dude, it looked like
Sandy,
a flea market. There was so much stuff in the ring, bald guy, that Sandy Barr missed. It looked like his flea market was in the fucking ring. Okay?
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. How
well,
can
you can reference Al Madrill on that one, right? Al Madrill was the master of that.
Oh yeah,
he had that little lighter. He'd hide it in the turnbuckle. He'd get searched, and then the crowd be yelling at Sandy or whomever, "Hey!" He put it in the turnbuckle, and he'd distract Sandy. He'd turn around, turn the turnbuckle, and he'd put it in his tights. Sandy,
I wish I would have asked the franchise player this, but I've asked you, Tommy. How old were you the first time you saw wrestling live, and who was your first favorite wrestler?
I was 8 years old when I first saw wrestling live, and my favorite wrestler of all time. I mean, my favorite wrestler back then. I loved Scotty the Body.
Oh yeah,
Scotty the Body was my favorite.
My favorite.
Went on to become what, Raven, right?
Raven. Well, Johnny Polo and then Raven. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Hey, Tommy C, it has been awesome to talk to you tonight. This bout this weekend is going to be,
Yes.
I mean, it's going to be off the hook, dude. There is a
And
Vancouver
the bout you
street
speak of,
fight
Bald
going
Guy,
on.
will be Roundtable Pro Wrestling in Vancouver at Georgie's Garage on Sunday. Bell time's 5 o'clock, and we got the information up on the YouTube, certainly where you can get the tickets. And yeah, remember if you VIP it, you get early access. You can maybe even take a picture with Tommy C.
Oh, yeah. I love taking pictures.
Nice. Tommy, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
We
Appreciate
will,
you, man. Good seeing you again, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you guys on Sunday.
You got it.
All right, Tommy C, everybody.
Bye.
He'll be a guest referee all the way in from Pennsylvania. I got family in Palmyra, Pennsylvania, by the way.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, that's
yes,
right. That's right.
I do.
There we
But
go.
anyway, we're back, and there we go. We got Bad Blood in there, Bald Guy, in our relaunch, and the great surprise guest, Tommy Celsius,
Right.
which I wasn't anticipating, but it made it all the better.
No, fantastic. You never see, that's the beauty of the show from what I remember now that we're relaunching, is you never know what's going to happen.
That's
I mean, it is anarchy, man. We'll have
it
people
really
come
is.
on. So, yeah.
I mean, who knows who could pop in at any given moment?
We never know. We never know.
It could be Jelly Roll in next.
It just might be.
Jelly
Holy
Roll
cow.
could be a fan of Anarchy Radio. I mean, he's kind of an everyday guy, Bald Guy. I
Right.
think Jelly Roll could potentially be a fan. He could dig the show.
Oh, I think so. I think he's part of our A1 demographics, man.
He's definitely a Mog.
No, yeah. I mean,
Speaking of that, Spaceballs 2,
Yeah.
finally coming, Bald Guy. How do you feel about that? After all these decades, we've been waiting for Spaceballs 2.
Do we think it is a coinky-dink that there's suddenly Spaceballs 2 and Anarchy
Boggy's
Radio starts going on, man? Right. How do you like these
and another coincidence, Tommy Celsius is back in town
Yeah,
on the very night that we relaunch.
right.
I mean,
Who-
come on.
The question I have about that is, who let him loose on the town? I mean,
God, Vancouver's never going to be the same, dude. I seriously love that guy. I mean, we had him on. We went over there. He was great to us. Invited us over to the Eagles Lodge there in North
Yep.
Portland.
Yep.
We went over. The crew of Anarchy Radio at the time went over, took in the show.
yeah.
It's Tommy Highway. I was a big Tommy Highway guy in the old wrestling days too. He was a good guy too. Good on the mic.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm so glad to see that Bad Blood and everyone's still doing their thing, because I think it's important.
And by the way, no one's rich. I mean, we don't really get into the finances of local indie wrestling,
Right.
but I can't imagine, even though Bad Blood's living in the West Hills, but Bad Blood's not every wrestler. I mean, these guys, like a guy like Tommy Celsius, like you said, this guy will drive, within 6 hours,
Right.
to get a few shows in just to try to work on his career and probably try to pay the rent.
Right. Because, I mean, if you think about it, right, you're a wrestler, you go, like, let's say you're going 100 miles for a gig, right? You show up at the gig.
You're making
You
$30.
get your-
You're getting gas money.
Right. And not only that is, what are you there to do? You're there to get your butt kicked, right? I mean, seriously, you're there, you drive 100 miles to go get your butt kicked.
It
and
seems you might be taking a chair to the Dome on Sunday, Bald Guy. I mean,
Hey.
you brought that up to Bad Blood. Someone from the show's got to get hit. It's not going to be me.
Well, I'll do it for the team, dude. I mean, it's been a long.
Speaking of doing it for the team, Bald Guy, I have an idea.
All right.
It goes. I stole this from my nephew. I'm a co-opt it from my nephew and my roommate.
Okay.
Remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yes, I do.
So I would like to put this out there for everyone listening and watching on YouTube right now. What's called the Anarchy Challenge. Okay.
Okay.
It's summer and it's going to be unbearably effing hot on Tuesday, like 97 degrees, hottest day in the fucking year. I like to send some love out to Willis Carrier, Bald Guy #1.
Okay.
Willis Carrier, my guy in my heart, 1902, had the foresight. He said, listen, there are going to be lots of fat guys in the coming generations. No one's going to want to be uncomfortable. He's like, I'm going to create something to keep Moggy and the Bald Guy and future Anarchy Radio listeners, members, nice and cool. 1902, he came up with air conditioning. Willis Carrier, we
Hats
speak your
off,
name.
dude. Hats off.
Josephine L., we speak your name. She's watching right now. Hi, Josephine. Cindy
That's right.
Lauper, I'll see you at Walmart this weekend, I'm sure.
That's right.
But no, the new challenge, Bald Guy, if I may, I lost my thought. So
Yeah.
the Anarchy Radio, take a plunge for Anarchy Radio.
Dude,
What you're gonna do,
I'm in.
whether you have a kiddie pool or a regular adult size pool, right? You're gonna video it, and we're gonna play it during the course of the show on our YouTube channel or during the show itself.
Right.
You're gonna have someone video you either going front flip, just falling in, or back falling in. Like I said, it could be a kiddie pool, it could be a regular pool. You're gonna say, "I'm taking the plunge for Anarchy Radio," and you're gonna do your thing.
Right.
Or you can subscribe to the Anarchy Radio on YouTube and follow us, or you can even hook us up with a Patreon if you would like to give us a few shekels a month so we can improve the show and keep it going.
Right.
Maybe get some gear. I would like to get some new gear at some point, Bald Guy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Some
But
new
for
gear.
all the information, right, all the Patreon, and for gosh sakes, do smash that subscribe button. All that you can see down below on our beautiful crawler. So
and there will be at some point we will be able to incorporate phone calls.
Right.
We've been doing some test shows. I want to thank my brother Rowdy Rick and my niece Minnie Maddie for assisting us with some test shows that we've done to try to get ready, because it has been almost 3,000 days, folks. So I feel pretty good about tonight's show, being that, Bald Guy, we haven't done a show in 3,000 days.
Right. Hey,
and I feel like we did okay.
You know who we also got to thank, dude? Who we got to thank? We got to the Hofsbrau behind the scenes, right? Fraulein, what name do we want to give her?
Well, is she the EP? Does she want to be the EP?
If she wants, you want to be the EP? Executive producer? Okay, she's the exec.
The EP.
We'll call her the suit.
That would be the Ball Guy's wife, long-suffering wife, and thank you so much, Missy, for all your help and all these ventures as we relaunch Anarchy Radio. Back after 5 years, folks, back after 2,993 days. Yeah. You've been losing sleep, wondering when you might hear the docile tones of the Ball Guy and Moggy once again.
Right.
You couldn't sleep. You're in bed. You're tossing. You're turning. It's like, oh, man, what happened to those guys? They were pretty funny. They were weird. They were random. Where are they?
Right.
You're pulling out your hair. You see the Ball Guy pull out his hair, not doing the show. This guy had a fucking afro, folks. Last time I did the show to him, guy's hair was this high.
Yeah, migrated south, dude. And let me tell you something. If you're dreaming about us all those years, right?
Oh, hey
you may want to coincide the dreams with your bedwetting problem. I'm not saying
take a plunge. Take a plunge for Anarchy Radio, because I will do it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be 97 degrees on Tuesday. The Bald Guy.
Yeah.
My nephew got a kiddie pool for his daughter and for our little buddy that comes over here and hangs out sometimes.
Okay.
But Tuesday I'm gonna have him tape it, and I'll probably go front first into it, and then I'm gonna have the crane drop it over my house and lift me right out of there. But I will take the plunge for Anarchy Radio, my friend.
You know what? You've inspired me so much that I may just when you do that, I may just show up and do it too.
Okay, well, it'll probably be Tuesday on that hot day, because I hate heat. Right. I am bitter, Bald Guy. Thank God for Willis Carrier and air conditioning. And also, may I give some love to my another someone close to me, Bald Guy.
Okay.
Caleb.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, Bradham. Caleb Bradham.
Okay.
Bradham, okay? And this goes back to 1908. My boy Caleb, a pharmacist, 1908, he said, you know what? In about 58 years, there's going to be a gentleman being born, and he's going to need something to drink. Invented Pepsi. A pharmacist, Caleb, invented Pepsi, 1908.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Caleb.
I know. Salute to you, my man.
We speak your name, my friend.
Yeah,
Caleb.
I've got to find out who invented Mountain Dew, dude. I should have named one of my kids whoever invented Mountain Dew. I mean, I think that's only right and proper, you know.
We can get that answer here pretty quick, Bald Guy, for you if you'd like.
Okay. We need our research department to look it up, folks.
Hey, we do have another addition to the show, and hopefully he is watching before he changes his mind. My buddy, going all the way back to the web TV days, folks. We are not young people here on Anarchy Radio. We go all the way back to web TV, and right now, no one here they're looking around saying, what the fuck is web TV? Well, anyway, look it up. My buddy Drew out there, my buddy Got Issues, or Go Tissues, depending on how you want to pronounce it. He's
Right.
going to be our technical advisor here on Anarchy Radio and
We
really
need
help
it.
us get us dialed in with Zoom and really be able to do all the things we want to do.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I'm lucky that Missy's here doing the EZEC stuff. Because if I'm left to my own devices, I mean, the stuff I'm clicking just we ain't even on the air at this point. All right. It's safe to
Well,
say.
and the cool thing about Zoom,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna miss like hanging out with some of the guests, like being in person with Bad Blood or Tommy C, or even when we had Josephine L playing the piano for us.
Yeah.
When we were at Cellar Studios with Tommy Two Tone,
Yeah.
53099.
Yeah.
What a great show that was. But no, I mean, this gives us more opportunity because, like I said, we can load up the box with
Yeah.
guests or panel members that we're going to do at some point, and we don't got to worry about space, and we don't have to travel. We don't got to worry about a big complicated setup, all guy. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of digging the whole Zoom Anarchy Radio relaunch, my friend.
Right. And and who's to say down the line we don't do a remote? You know? You just never know. I mean, we were able to do audio back in the day, and I see no reason why we ain't gonna be able to take this on the road sometime in the future. The traveling circus,
Oh, you're talking about Flying Pie Pizza, maybe as a possibility.
That did cross my mind there for a minute. My brain-addled mind just for a few. But I gotta tell you, okay, I got a question for you, Moggy. Here's my question.
What's up, my friend?
Now, when we were getting ready tonight to go on live stream here and start, was there any butterflies, dude? Any sort of, oh, it's coming?
No.
No, yeah, me either. I gotta tell you.
Hey, I got answers for you, my friend.
Okay.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You named, well, not you. You had a family dog named after one of the creators of Mountain Dew.
What?
Yeah, 1940s Tennessee. But
Okay.
yeah, a family dog that was misunderstood and no one really understood or liked.
Yeah.
Barney and Allie Hartman, back in the 1940s, invented Mountain Dew. Barney and Allie. So of course
Nice.
your Basset Hound Barney, who I was referencing.
Yeah. Barney.
My friend, the bald guy, his family had a Basset Hound that I had also, except my Basset Hound was a Basset Hound. Okay, Max was chill and as non-confrontational as you could ever imagine.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bald guy, they had a Basset Hound that maybe wasn't as friendly. Is that fair to say, bald guy?
Yeah, I mean, he was friendly, but he was also possessed by Satan, too.
Oh,
I mean,
my
let's be
God.
honest, dude. I mean, he'd flick a light switch, and next thing you know, I mean, he's trying to take you down to the bowels of hell. I mean,
I tell you, the one thing I did feel last night thinking about the show.
What up?
Right? Not nervous because I know we could talk. Okay, we could talk. We could talk. We've done long form interviews with people that went camping. We could talk.
Yeah, let's
and
face
plus
it, we're
we had Bad
Yentas.
Blood.
Yeah.
And I wasn't counting on even Tommy C. But the only thing that kind of struck me as I'm laying in bed, imagining doing this again, is I look up on my wall and I see a picture of Rufus, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I've never done a show without Rufus, the agent to the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, Rufus was integral in the first round of Anarchy Radio, and of course, he is not with me anymore. So not having Rufus is the only part that it's kind of weird to me about doing the show again. Because think of how many people have died, man. And speaking of that, dude, Amanda Arnold out there, former huge member of the show.
Yeah.
I want to send out my condolences, my heartfelt condolences. She lost her father today. Amanda, we love you, and I know there's nothing like losing a loved one, and there are no words that could certainly mean anything to you, but just know I'm thinking about you. We all are here at Anarchy Radio, and you'll always be part of the show, and we hope to get you at least in a panel position coming up.
Right. I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't know about how to go about, sliding that into the live stream. I mean, how do we introduce the fact of Amanda's news today? But I'm glad you mentioned it because she was such a huge part of the show.
Huge.
Still is. She's
oh my
family.
God, so funny. So funny. And she loves wrestling too. See,
Yeah.
that's another tie-in because I was actually one of the things I was thinking about last night, and I told you about guys like,
Yeah.
is there anything that we could last second tinker? Where I know the show is going to be, I don't even got to worry about it for a second, and I think we need some funny, some comedy. I'm like, oh, Amanda. But then when I got up today, I got on Facebook and I saw her post. I was like, well, I doubt she's going to be in any mood to be funny tonight,
Right.
right? When I read the
Right.
horrible news about her dad. But
Yeah.
Amanda loved wrestling. Remember, you even wrestled her in the green room there at the Watershed building. You and her went one-on-one, a little wrestling match, ball guy. She
Now,
pinned you up
dude,
pretty good.
listen,
She kicked your ass.
a manly man, right? Which, dude, she whipped my ass, dude. It wasn't even funny. 1 minute I'm standing there talking shit. The next minute I'm on my back looking up at the ceiling, wondering how in the hell I got there. So
Yeah, this hot blonde chick on top of you though. I mean, that's not a loss. That's a win.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't was a rape mattress in the green room at the time or no?
oh, jeez, for anyone who doesn't know the context.
I got to worry about context, huh? The rape mattress.
Right.
Oh my god! And Amanda named it that too. That's what's even better. That was her term.
Yeah. That was the wonderful thing about the Watershed, dude. You didn't know what the hell you were going to run into every single. I mean, it could be a mattress or the hugger. You never knew.
Oh, Samantha, what a great guest. She's still around also. She's not hugging anymore. I think she retired, but we had the Portland Hugger
Yeah.
on the show plenty of times in the first runaround of Anarchy Radio, Samantha Hess.
Yeah.
And she's a fantastic guest, fantastic lady, and a great interview.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And trust me, I tried to break her, bald guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I went into that interview fully trying to break her and expose the naughtiness that had to be going on because you can't innocently cuddle, right? Except she did. It was completely innocent, medicinal, and there was no hanky-panky. I'm sad to reply and report that after my investigative dive into the world of medicinal cuddling, that
Right.
at least with Samantha Hess went, it was
Yeah.
all on the up and up. No
So,
funny business, folks.
Are you telling me that there was no seedy underbelly?
No CD, not with that at least.
Okay.
If there would have been, I'd still be hugging her, man. She'd be in my room right now. I'd be getting hugs.
Right. Hey, I've got to throw out some love here to all the people that are in our chat room right now, talking it up. We got Josephine. We got we got Amy. We got we got Tom. We got Thomas.
Tommy C.
No, Tommy Johnson, man.
Oh, there you go. Big T-Rex in the house.
T-Rex in the house.
T-Rex was never official, but he was at the early on era of Anarchy Radio. I mean,
yeah.
T-Rex was part of the deal too early on.
Yep. And we've even had a Big Game James sighting.
Big Game, another member of the show in the early days.
Right. So much family here tonight,
Now we need to do is get some sweet Chucky T checking in. We'll get a little menage a trois.
Sweet Chucky T.
But no, listen. I want to explain.
What?
I want to explain the Rape Masters reference, folks. So we did the show. We started in 2012 in this old what would you call it? A warehouse, artsy type of building, bald guy.
Yeah.
It's called the PDX Watershed, but I mean there was everything there. People did art there. They hung out there. I mean there were all kind of people there. Yeah. And there would just be random things there, right? Well, and inevitably, a stained-looking mattress just ended up on the floor in the green room.
Yeah, it just showed
up. To which
up.
Our beautiful co-host at the time lovingly referred to it as the rape mattress.
Right, right. For those who were never ever blessed to have encountered the Watershed, I remember the night that we got done with our show. We walked out into the red room there, and they were setting up for an orgy.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. What was that called? It was like a fuckathon.
Right.
And I was just pissed that we didn't know about it sooner because I would have been partaking in that, dude.
Right.
We would have done a live remote from...
Yeah,
it was almost like a fuckathon. It was weird.
I will tell you this. Some ladies were setting it up. And now I can mention it now all these years later, right?
Statute of limitations?
Statute of limitations is good. As we were going towards the door and talking, I was invited to come back to the F-a-thon that weekend.
You declined?
Dude, I gotta,
Well, you're a married man. Yeah,
Right.
Good man. Hey, all right, ball guy. Everyone give a ball guy
Thank you.
round of applause for respecting his marriage vows for the first
Right.
time in 27 years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
For the first, hey, there's
You
always,
want,
yeah.
what would the visual have been like, ball guy? I mean, a lot of, because as I recall, they had a lot of like shitty cots and just like little single mattresses.
Yeah.
So if you were to walk back down that one hall at the old watershed building, they just have them all lined up and people are just there banging away. I mean, you got asses in the air. I mean, is that what you'd be seeing?
Yeah, I'm thinking
And
it's,
if not to partake, I should have went there just to visualize it.
dude, it's like Ford, dude. There's gonna be some assembly line with people zooming down the mattress, you know, pump. I don't know. Make your own reference in there. Put reference here, you know. But yeah,
you got a rape mattress conveyor belt. Just
I wonder if,
motoring down.
Is that where it came from? You think?
I don't know. Well, it showed up one day out of the blue.
Right.
It wasn't always there. When we first started doing the show, there was no rape mattress.
Right. Well, oh man, you know,
5040 Southeast Milwaukee Avenue, Portland, Oregon.
That's right.
Blasting out of the House of Sound.
Right, I know. I haven't done that in 8 years, dude.
You got one in you?
For
old time sake? Old time sake?
I
got the
don't,
juice?
Yeah, I don't think so, dude. Blasting out of the House of Sound in beautiful Portland, Oregon. This is Anarchy Radio, and I am the bald guy with
There
me.
you
He
go.
is the wang to my chung, the thing to my fung, Maggie. What's going on?
There you go. That's pretty good, ball guy. That's some good energy tonight, dude.
That's right.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you do? Did you try to observe? Because there was one thing I was trying to remember, like my pre-show ritual, but it's been so long. I was like, I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do before a show. Like how soon because I literally had a ritual on show days that I did not deviate from.
Yeah.
And I forgot that ritual. So today I just woke up and kind of did what I've been doing every day. I got my caffeine, of course, but that's an everyday ritual.
Right.
Except on Friday at 7-Eleven. Folks, right now, if you're watching me on YouTube, Josephine or Amy or T-Rex or Tommy C or anyone, don't go to 7-Eleven on Friday. Do not do it. You stay as far away from 7-Eleven on Friday as humanly possible. Go anywhere else.
Right. T-Rex with some good sage advice. We may not want to talk about the blank mattress anymore.
Oh, okay.
That may ruffle some feathers. I hope not. I hope people have a good sense of humor. And
and by the way, we call it that, but we don't know that any of that ever actually took place on that mattress.
No, we have.
It was just a shitty looking stained up mattress on the floor, and our minds just went other places.
Yeah.
But let's just call it the shitty stained mattress.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's radio, dude. Back then, theater of the mind, you know.
Yep.
I mean,
but yeah. Anyway, so Friday, ball guy, and I know you're a caffeine aficionado as your hand goes up with the soda. It's 7-Eleven on Friday, which means don't go to 7-Eleven on Friday.
Oh, geez, that's right.
You got all these freeloaders once a year who just got to have a free 7-ounce Slurpee, just have to have it, and they will fucking line up there, and they will wait there and clog up the line. I'm trying to get my refill. I'm trying to get home.
Right.
You know, I'm not looking for all these little kids in my way. I got to push them out of the way like bowling pins.
Yeah, I remember going there on 7-Eleven and just almost waiting till night that day simply because not running into any rush hour traffic, so to speak.
No, I will go probably to Plaid Pantry or Chevron on Friday. We'll get my $2 this week.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, dude? I'm thinking we should wrap this up here. I think we've done a good first outing here. You know, of course, we got to thank Bad Blood, dude, and Tommy Celsius.
Of course, the franchise. Let's give them another plug. It's the Round Table Pro Wrestling. They got the big event.
Right.
The Vancouver Street Fight coming up at Georgie's Garage. And I wish I had the address to Georgie's, and I wish I had the ticket information, but that's all up on our YouTube information and our Anarchy Radio page. Get that information there. And, of course, huge thank yous to your lovely wife for helping us out with all the technical stuff, our new EP, Missy. And, of course, the franchise Bad Blood.
Good,
and surprise special guest, Tommy C. Thank you all.
Sunday, July 13th, Round Table Pro Wrestling presents Bar Wars 2, The Aftermath, live from Georgie's Garage and Grill, the new house of action. Vancouver Street Fight, Brian Brooks versus Rip Rex, with Tommy Celsius as special referee. SB8 makes his violent debut in a shocking intergender war. Tag champ Bad Blood collides with Widowmaker, with Saddam Sims stirring the chaos. Get a meet and greet with the roster at 4:30 p.m. It's a TV taping. Bring your signs, your chants, and your energy. Roundtable Pro Wrestling, where the best become legendary. Be there.
Oh man, there you go. This weekend, Georgie's Garage, Vancouver, Washington, Vancouver Street Fight. Get on up there. Bell time, 5 o'clock. It is Roundtable Pro Wrestling, the best in the Northwest.
Special guest referee in from Pennsylvania, Tommy C., the man, the myth, the legend. And I promise you, dude, he's got bad intentions. He's not showing up to referee shit, dude. He's showing up to fuck people up is what Tommy C's up to.
Right. And folks, look at the crawler down below. Go hit our Patreon page. Show us some love so we can keep doing what we're doing. And we can carry this into the future. I don't know about you, Maggie, but it was fun tonight.
Good talking again, Bald Guy. Good seeing you again, man. It's been years since I stared across from that dome of yours.
Well, you know, it's there. I tried to make it shiny, so you'd say, "Oh, where is he? Where's he? Oh, he's right here."
You're all buffing it up. You got
That's
the
right.
turtle wax.
Squeak, 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 squeak. All right, man.
Hey, do we have anything to tell the people about the upcoming? Are we going every Wednesday night? I mean, do people know that? Do we know who's going to be up next? Are we going to have Amy on pretty soon? Or?
Well, I don't have Nexo scheduled yet. Still to be determined if it's going to be next week or the week after, but definitely no longer than the week after next. Depends how fast I can plug and play our next guest.
Sounds good to me, because we got some options. We got the Captain Rich Patterson, who will come on the show anytime.
Yep.
Of course, who's a Portland wrestling historian aficionado, the Captain. And, of course, there's always our good friend Amy of Sugar Teas. We have to definitely get her on. I want to get Josephine L. on as well.
That's right. There's a lot of them coming up.
Absolutely.
So, folks, thank you.
And Jelly Roll coming soon.
Jelly. That's right. Even if we have to buy one at Safeway.
Yeah, we'll just set them there.
All right, folks. It has been wonderful yakking at you guys tonight. Moggy, as always.
One quick thank you, Bald Guy, if I could, out there to Litchfield, California, to my brother Rowdy Rick and Minnie Maddie. I'm sure they're at least watching, checking us out, helped us out in a few test shows. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much.
Nice. All right, for Moggy, this is the Bald Guy. We will see you all again next time here on Anarchy Radio. Au revoir and good night.
Peace out, everybody.